Hi, welcome back to Refining Amy. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so glad that you found my channel and I hope that you'll come back real soon. Now recently, I was able to celebrate my first non-scale victory on my weight loss journey. Now, I want to say that these are so important. They're vital to any weight loss journey. I have never heard anyone that doesn't feel this way because it's really empowering. They literally give you the juice to keep going. They're motivating and it gives you that determination to push forward. It's like a shot in the arm. And it's certainly, it's one of those things that you put it together and you realize, okay, I can do this. It's like your little Energizer bunny that just keeps going and going and going. Well, that's what you have to do when you're doing anything really. But for this, for a non-scale victory, that's what it does. It's like, oh, look what I can do. And you keep going back to that. You have to keep reminding yourself because sometimes the scale doesn't go down. We know that. And sometimes that tape measure is not going to cinch in and you're going to just feel like, well, gosh, I'm stuck. Well, no, you're not. Remember when you just did that? Yeah, atta girl. So my non-scale victory was a huge paradigm shift in my world because it was an addiction. I was addicted to caffeine. And when I'm saying I was addicted to caffeine, I'm not, exaggerating. It was nothing for me to have 4 cans of soda a day. Sometimes more, okay? And when I decided I was going to go on this journey and have weight loss surgery, I said, okay, all right, I need to do some research, find out what's going to happen. Well, I found out that this girl was going to have to give up her Dr. Pepper. I was like, oh, holy cow, because I drank so much of it. And so I had to devise a plan. I know as a teacher that any good lesson involves a plan. You have to start with that. If you don't have it, you can't really fly by the seat of your pants because you'll forget something or you won't include vital steps and you just know, okay, this is what I need to do. Now, that does not mean that you can't veer from it at all, but it is that guiding force that says, okay, all right, you're doing all right here. I know this is my start, this is my finish, and this is what I want to do in between, okay? Some of it might change a little bit, but that's okay. So I knew I needed a plan, and I devised a taper plan. I was going to take a month to do this in, and I was going to have my first week 3 cans, then 2, then 1, and then half a can a day. And I thought, okay, this will be great. I don't know really what happened and why I decided to look at the back of the can and look at the nutritional value. And when I realized how many calories I would be consuming a day, and that would just seemed ridiculous. Here I am getting ready for weight loss surgery, and I'm going to be consuming empty calories that is just going to continue to either keep me at the weight I am or make me gain more. That didn't make sense to me. But I knew, having tried to get off caffeine before, years ago, I was going to have a headache because I had that kind of addiction. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do this, but I'm going to start off with 2 cans. So on January 6th, I started my taper plan. And I thought, okay, my first week, I was golden. I thought, oh, wow, this is going great. Well, the second week came along, and the first day of that evening, when I didn't get my second can of Dr. Pepper, it was like, holy cow, what the heck? I ended up having this headache, and it just wouldn't go away. Second day rolled around, and it was worse. I woke up with a headache. And if you watch my other videos, you realize I recently had surgery. And in that process, I could not have any medication because it would promote bleeding. And so I was like, I can't take anything for this headache. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Now, as the days would go on, the headache increased. And my problem with that is I suffer from migraines, and normally they will come on if I have a headache that I let go uncontrolled. This time was no different. I just felt miserable. I was, I was at school and I would come home and I just wanted it to stop. And I finally was like, I'm having this headache anyways. I might as well stop cold turkey. And I made that determination like on the 18th of January. I was like, this is stupid. I'm having a headache anyways. Why not just stop? January 19th, it was Saturday. I got up that morning and I hurt so bad. It was like written all over my face. By mid-morning, my husband's like, why are you doing this to yourself? I was like, what do you mean? I have a headache anyways. Might as well just stop. And he's like, but you gave yourself 4 weeks to do this and now it's barely 2. Give yourself a break. And I went, well, it's not going to do any good. I mean, I'd have to go back right from the beginning and drink 2. How long am I have to drink 2, And I finally gave in because my head hurt so bad. I couldn't take anything. And I was kind of getting nauseated more and more. I thought, okay, I've got to do something. I cannot literally sit here anymore and deal with this. So I took my can and I poured half of it over some ice and I started sipping on it, that rest of that morning. And by noon, I could tell that things had the intensity had worn off. So I kept sipping. And by that evening, my headache was gone. I thought, wow, okay, so I'll just have a half a can, So I woke up January 20th, and that's my birthday. And I sat there and I was like, okay, all right. When my headache comes on, I'll start sipping. Well, I didn't get a headache that morning. By lunchtime, no headache. That evening, still no headache. So for my birthday, I gave myself the best present in the world. I had beat that addiction. I could say, wow, my first non-scale victory. And I will tell you, I felt like a freaking rock star. I'm not even joking. I'm like, okay, whoa, you just kicked the booty out of this, I will tell you that was amazing. And I still go back to that because that's something I did. No one else did it. I did it. And that's what keeps you going. There are 3 truths that I learned from this experience, and it can be put to anything that you're doing. It doesn't have to be weight loss. It could be buying a home, you want to buy a car, you're wanting to start a family, you want to plan your best wedding in the world, whatever it is. And I feel like they're vital to being successful. You have to formulate a goal. Whether you write it down, that really doesn't matter. If that's what you need, that's what you need to do. I didn't write mine down. I just knew I needed to end my love affair with Dr. Pepper, right? So that's what I did. My next step, I knew that I needed to make a plan. Now, whether you change it up, that's up to you. It's okay. Teachers do it all the time. They evaluate what's going on. They're reflecting as they're going on and they're saying, this isn't working. Just like with me, it wasn't working. I realized my body wasn't handling it the way I needed to. And when my husband offered me advice, I was like, okay, I have to take this. All right, this makes sense. That's what teachers do too. They hear their colleagues offering advice and they're saying, hey, this is what's working in my class. Why don't you try it? You have to do what you have to do to meet the needs of your students. So I had to do what I needed to do to meet the needs of my body to make me successful. And that's ultimately what we want, right? Now, thirdly, you have to activate. You have to act on it. I cannot put my lesson plan on the side of my desk and expect my students to learn. If I don't start it, if I don't give the introduction, if I don't put the activities with it, if I don't teach, it doesn't happen. My students don't walk in my door and magically learn. And I hope that you'll listen to my truths because I feel like it'll help anyone with whatever they're working on. First, make a goal. Second, make a plan. And third, act on it. Simple, right? But yet, we struggle. Why? And I think it's really that last piece, you know, that activation part. Sometimes we just fail to keep moving. I hope you will take my truths and you will run with them. I hope that you will reach for the stars and you'll soar with the eagles and you will make your dreams reality. Thanks for joining me, and I hope I'll see you real soon. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.